I'm in Salad and I saw Deadpool. It is directed by Tim Miller, and I remember when I first saw this movie, it was back in 2016. There was a lot of hype because it was big funny. It was a really good film, and I'm about to review it, so if you haven't seen this movie, I don't really know why you haven't, because I'm going to give a lot of spoilers. Alright, this movie starts... First of all, it's not really taking itself seriously because you got the title sequence, has stuff such as written by a bunch of idiot screenwriters, or a bunch of just idiots. It's basically just a bunch of mockery in the credits. I don't got them memorized, but I do remember the general tone of them, and I enjoyed that part, especially when I first saw this. I was like, whoa, I've never seen a film like this, where it's got like, I'm gonna mock everyone who's created this film. Now we get to see what Deadpool is doing. He's not having a good time. Basically, the opening sequence is him shooting a bunch of things, a bunch of bullets everywhere, car flipping. Oh man, it's pretty great. But then we cut to him in a taxi, and the way that he interacts with the taxi guy is fun. Because he's so casual. And he says so many things that are both casual and just downright violent and weird. And I like that. I really like that for this Deadpool character. And this is me having no familiarity with the Deadpool in the comics, so I like this version of Deadpool that is on the movie screen. We also get to see this love story. Deadpool lovingly loves to shatter the fourth wall, and within the fourth wall shatter is the 16 walls that are being shattered. I liked that joke, by the way, if you couldn't tell. But anyway, it's showing him being, a person that has a lot of suffering. It's basically him and the stripper Vanessa get into this contest to see which person has suffered more. And I like it because they're like, oh, I've been touched by my uncle. Well, I've been touched by my uncles. Well, I've been in this closet where I've peeked through the keyhole for my entire life. You know what that is like? Well, I do too. I'd say it's a misery Olympics, is what I would call it. And this entire sequence where they're making out, they're having a lot of kinky fun. And it's fun to see what type of kinkiness that Deadpool is into. Wade Wilson, if you'd rather call him that. And, of course, this is gonna be hunky-dory. Everything's gonna be A-okay, but it's not, because he gets cancer. And when he gets cancer, I'm like, oh no! Not the other shoe has dropped. I don't like this. I don't like how he's dying. How is he sad? Well, he gets so sad that he's like, alright, I'm gonna go to this place where I can cure my cancer. And would I subject myself through the immense amount of torture that Deadpool had to go through in order to get his mutations where he's essentially immortal? I don't think so. It requires a lot of torture and having to endure all that torture, especially the part where he's being asphyxiated. He almost dies for like a weekend straight. Basically, has to live in the moment where he's not having any oxygen. And that sounds very painful. I wouldn't want to live through that. You see that he does mutate, but the guy, Ajax is his name, he's like, ha! I'm gonna keep you in there because you keep calling me Francis. And Deadpool's the only person that really calls him Francis, and this annoys him. And that's why he's going after them. That's why we get to see this whole flippity-floppity car in the title sequence. It all comes back, and I'm like, yeah, I really like that. We also get the scene where Deadpool is trying to punch Colossus, and he's made of metal, so the fact that he tries to punch him is just funny. He breaks both of his hands and his leg, and he's like hopping on one leg, and it's like, dude, just give up. Please, stop trying to break your arms. I know you can heal and all, but it's mighty inconvenient, especially, I like the part where he counts bullets, and all this violence is very gruesome. And it's supposed to be the type of violence that you don't really take seriously because it's so over the top and gruesome. And it looks awesome because of the way that it looks, because it's very bloody and gory and all the things of that nature. I also really enjoy the part where you got the mansion that whatever her name is in Colossus are inhibiting. Man, her name is wild. I don't even remember it. It's that wild and very long. And so I think her name was like Negasonic or something like that. She goes very fiery, very fast, you know. And Deadpool goes to their mansion, and I like the joke where he's like, "Oh man, it's crazy how I only see you two. It's almost like this studio could only afford the appearances of 2 X-Men at once on screen." There's a whole lot of rigmarole when it comes to Deadpool is trying not to confront Vanessa after his face is all weird and warped, and so he just doesn't talk to her at all. And personally, I would not do that. As soon as I got mutated, I would have just gone over there and be like, "Hey, Vanessa, I know I'm cured of all diseases and whatnot, but I look ugly. What do you think?" And then let her decide, not like ghost her or anything. Like, that seems just very rude of Deadpool. Come on, man. But it turns out that, oh no, Vanessa's been captured because they want Deadpool. Because Deadpool is not a very good person and has blown up their entire facility. So of course they're going to steal Vanessa and keep her in that weird anti-oxygen tank where there's limited oxygen, leave her just suffocating. And that seems painful, and there's a whole lot of flippity-floppity action when it comes to Deadpool. He's like kicking and a whole lot of flips and machetes. It's fun. But then the entire building collapses, and he has to keep her from dying. Puts her in this, it's a cool maneuver where he puts her into this glass cylinder, and then she falls off the building, and so does he, and he can survive because he's impenetrable. And she survives because she's within this handy-dandy little cage, which is nice. And I really appreciate the fact that she doesn't die. And Deadpool and Vanessa are back together, and it's really cute. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I love it. Of course, Deadpool is like, I'm gonna kill Francis because I don't like him. I'm like, that's a good move. I personally think it's a good move. Francis doesn't like you. He doesn't have your back. You just gotta go kill him, Deadpool. And then they have a really nice, happy time. By they, I mean Vanessa and Deadpool. Essentially, Vanessa first hates him, understandably, because he left her. She gets around to liking him, and they start kissing, and it's really cute. I'm like, aw, Deadpool has a girlfriend again. I love it. Ah! Man, what a person, what a character Deadpool is, man. That's how the movie ends, and I really like all the weird violence, weird gore, all the flips. It's just so over the top and gory, and especially the part where he cuts off his own hand. I had to look away for that, but there's a part where when he does cut off his own hand and he like leaves a middle finger, I'm like, oh, I love it. This is hilarious. He originally hates the idea of working with Colossus and Mega Sonic Teenage Warhead. Yeah, that's her name. And he does come around to having them help him, and it's pretty rad. And I gotta give this film a solid 8.5 5 out of 10. If you want to see more videos, I have some daily vlogs on patreon.com/ASEPresents for $3 a month. And $20 a month, you get to request one movie review per 1 month. And that movie review will be on this channel. So go check out patreon.com/ASEPresents. If you want to see more NSFW adult content, go to this link tree. If you want to see what I'm wearing under this, is the best place to go, is this link tree right here. So go check out this link tree. Until next time, I'm in Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.